Today we are talking about the measure of spread. Okay, so you have this sheet, and this also is part of statistics. Okay, so if you're talking about measure of spread or measure of distribution, we're talking about the range. The range is the difference between the maximum and the minimum values. So underneath this, I want you to write subtract highest minus the lowest. And that will get you your range of the whole data set. So they might call it the maximum and the minimum, or the upper extreme. These are just all different words for it. And the lower extreme. Okay? All right, go to quartile. Quartile means 4, okay? So it comes from quart. So there's 4 quartiles, okay? This is talking about in a box plot. When you're talking about your quartiles, it's when we're creating our box plots. So it's the values that divide a data set into 4 equal parts. So when you have a box plot and it looks like this, draw this with me. And you have your 5 boundaries, your minimum, your LQR, your median, your HQR, and your maximum. Okay, remember these. So you put the dots above them. We'll be making a lot of these this week. Okay, and you put a box around your 3 middles, a line straight in the center on the median, and then draw your whiskers out to the side where you connect it. Some people call these the box and whisker plot or box plot. Okay, so I want you to notice that they're cut into 4 pieces. Okay, each piece is 25%. Because what does 4 25s make? 100, right? So this would be quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. So this is why you have your 4 quartiles. LQR would be quartile 1, your median, quartile 2, and your HQR, quartile 3. Okay, your interquartile range, or IQR. It's the difference between the upper and the lower quartiles. So basically, you take your HQR and you subtract it with your LQR. You're subtracting your 2 middles, okay? But not the median. So they called it quartile 3 minus quartile 1, which that is the same thing as HQR and LQR, okay? All right, so let's do one. So let's say we have 4, write this down, 5, 8, 10, and 11. All right, first we need to find our 5 boundaries. So this is our minimum, this is our maximum, okay? So you can, on your box plot, you can go ahead and put a 4. Oh, that goes at the top. And 11. Okay? Now, bring your fingers in or cross out, however you like to do it. And 8 is your median. Okay? So now, because there was just 1 median in the middle, you don't use it, you don't cross it out to find your HQR and your LQR. Okay? If there was 2 in the middle, you would. If there was 2 medians. So don't touch the 8. Put your finger on the 10 and on the 11. Okay, so this would be your HQR, but there's not one straight in the middle. So you're going to have to add these and divide by 2. Or you can just look at it and tell that what comes in the middle of 10 and 11? 10 and a half, right? 10.5. So we're going to put a 10.5 about here. Put a dot. That's your HQR. Same thing over here to find the LQR. Don't put your finger on the 8, only on the 4 and the 5, because there was just 1 in the middle. So you have 2 for the LQR. So if that's the case, you have to add those and then divide by 2. Or you can just look at it and tell that it should be 4.5. Would be straight in the middle, 4.5. And that would be your LQR, okay? So we're gonna put a box around your 5 boundaries, a line straight in the middle on the median, connect to the highest, connect to the lowest, okay? And if you wanna find your IQR, you take 10.5, and then you subtract it with 4.5, which is your HQR and your LQR. And when you subtract that, you get 6.0, which is your IQR. It's the range of the middles, the interquartile range. Okay, let's go to the next page. It says measures of spread or distribution. Example, the following temperatures were recorded in Houston, Texas during the month of December 2015. Determine the mode, the median, and the mean of the data set. Okay, so right here, I want you to take a minute and find the mode, the median, and the mean. Okay, we're not going to talk about what these 3 things are because we worked on it all last week. At this point, you should be able to know what each one is without looking at your notes or the word wall. So just do your best. If you really truly can't remember, you may look at the word wall or your notes, but you need to be memorizing these. Next, what is the range of the data set? Then they want you to find the IQR, and then the quartiles. So try to do this by yourself, and then we're going to go over it together. Okay, so we're back, and the first thing we're going to do is find the range. So the range should have been 30. Okay, you're going to take your highest and subtract it with your lowest. So that would be 80 minus 50 is 30. Okay, so what is the interquartile range? So for the IQR, remember, first you have to put them in order. Okay, so after you put them in order, so check and make sure, 50, 51, 52, 2 52s, 55, 56, 57, 78, and 80. Bring your fingers in, bring them in, bring them in. You have 2 in the middle. So for your median, you would have to add this and then divide by 2 to find the median. So that would be 52 plus 55 divided by 2. And you get 53.5 for your median, okay? So because there's 2 in the middle, you do put your finger on it, okay? So bring it in, bring it in. You had 2 in the middle. You had to add these and divide by 2 and get 67 for your HQR. Over here, same thing. There was 2 in the middle for the median. So you do put your finger on it, bring it in. There's 2 in the middle. You add these and divide by 2 for your LQR, 51.5. Okay, this one was your LQR. So to find your IQR, subtract quartile 3 with quartile 1, which is 67, minus 51.5, and you get 15.5 for your IQR. Okay, down here was just reminding you how to find the median. 52 plus 55 was 107, divide by 2, 53.5. Don't forget to put them in order first. To find quartile 1, repeat the steps for the median. So it's like a low median and a high median. Okay, and the first one was 51.5, like we talked about. And then the second one was 67. That was your LQR. And then that was your HQR. Okay? All right. Oh, real quick, look at this box plot. I want you to label this. Your 4 quartiles showing 25%. So from the minimum to the LQR, that's 25. From here to here, that's 25. This one's 25, and then this one's 25. So your 425% of your quartiles make up the whole thing, okay? You can tell this quartile is a little bigger. It just depends on your data set. Okay, we're about to do some more practice on our own. Thank you.